Look at that. Another dog or a table or something. Something bit my dog in the head. Yeah, he's all right though. He's just something bit my dog in the head. Uh-oh, we got them recoils. Hey man, don't bitch. We start when we start. We start when we start. But yeah, he's doing okay, but he's missing like 3 whiskers from that side because you can see they have these eyebrow whiskers, and he's missing a couple, and he needs those. So, who's a good boy? One's in the chat if he gets a snack. Come on. How am I doing? I'm around. That's the most important thing in life. Just unfortunately spending my life at the convenience of others. Yeah, he's doing all right. Hey, buddy, here, you want a snack? I'm gonna give you one of your snacks. What type of dog is that? The awesome. He is a German Shepherd American Staffordshire, and what happened was he was playing at the park today, and him and another dog kind of got into it, and something happened, so he lost some fur. You can see the little black spot, as well as several of his whiskers. So he's missing a couple of whiskers. He'll be all right though. It doesn't seem to be bleeding. He's not in pain or anything, but yeah, he's just a little bit awkward today. Also, I'm very tired, so I don't know how long we're going to go tonight. We'll go as long as I damn well please, because you're my friends, but my life is my life. Bad news, I'm glad he's all right. I mean, he was playing, there's this husky, right? This husky comes to the park, and they seem all right for a few minutes, and then they wind up getting into it. So it's just kind of like a what the frick. Oh, Ryan. Last one, buddy. There you go. Eat it. It's for you. You're a good boy. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Dude, he did the poopa la supa. The supa la poopa. Yeah, so it's more the issue that we had was the owner really just goes and does his own thing when he's at the park and doesn't give a crap what the dogs are doing. So me and the other dog owners have to police the freaking dog park, and it's kind of annoying. But he'll be all right. He only lost like 2, maybe 3, and he still has the rest, so he's blinking fine. According to my understanding from the research I did, those whiskers above his eyes are what help tell him to blink, as well as help him know when to close his eyes. So he's fine though. He's fine. Anyways, let's talk about guns and shit. I don't want to be negative today. Let's have a good time. Also, I think Stone is currently playing. Is Stonehaven in here, or is he still playing? Now, he's got 9 hours into the game. I've got 500. So, needless to say, I'm a little bit better than him at that one. My hydrating. Yep, you know it. Hope you had a good week. I had a fair week. So, let me break this down for you. If you saw my recent short today, I traded the Navigator off for a Charger RT. It wasn't supposed to be ready for 2 weeks. So, I had to do some stuff. Some stuff that I'm not proud of. It says he's not on the game right now. But anyways, it says I'm not too proud of what I've done. It says he's offline. Yeah, but I had to come up with a lot of money in a hurry, so unfortunately more of my guns are sitting in jail. Almost dispatched a dog at the last park I used to go to because of those kind of dog owners. So, the dog owner has done it before, and like the Huskies will go after a small dog and we'll all stop it. So, what kind of games do you play? Mostly solo, first person shooters, racing games, things like that. I don't have it within me to want to compete with people online. I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40, and I really don't feel like playing with other people. I play with Stone just because he's a good friend, and it's fun to watch him learn games. But it makes me seem like a superhuman. But at some point, he's going to be so much better than me. And at that point, it won't be fun anymore, and I'll probably break up with him. Thanks for making me sad. Also, hang on a second. Got to turn on my do not disturb. Which isn't as big a problem since other people have decided to stop hanging around with us and being my friend anymore because, you know, they're all dicks. One guy was like, you got a swelled head. I said, my head is the same size it was the day I was born, motherfucker. Moo, motherfucker. What the fuck? There we go. Jesus Christ. The UI slightly changed. Anyways, come in, say hi. I asked my wife to get a VR set. Get the Oculus 3. Believe it or not, the Oculus 3 actually has, or the Quest 3 has better screens in it than even the Valve Index. So the Quest 3 has 4K lenses. They're also pancake, not that weird-ass magnified lens. Yeah, it's a $500 headset, but god damn it, it's worth it. You own a DODE, Department of Dog Excellence. Thank you, Buckshot. Is your PC personal built? Yes, I've built my own PC since I was a youngin'. My dad used to build my PCs, and then when I became a more of a grown-up, I started building my own PCs. I prefer the personalized touch. Get in here, kids. Let's talk about it. Let's say some keywords, buzzwords that's going to get this shit going. Jimmy Kimmel, Charlie Kirk, Jimmy Kimmel. Come on. You guys want me to get in on the hype train? Let's talk about that. I'm going to say that they went too far. You can say shit all you want. He didn't call for anybody to be harmed, nor did he say directly that he was happy with the death of a person. So him telling a joke is, we can't be that woke. If you're going to be like that, then you have to eliminate all late night shows. Is it worth it to get the PlayStation add-on thing and play with that? Yes. PC VR versus PlayStation VR, even standalone Quest 3 VR is all usable. I run mine through my computer because I have a good computer, which helps compensate a little bit. But yes, you can run it through PC VR and it's PSVR and have an excellent time. Also, my left leg hurts really bad right now, and I don't know why. But we'll see how long I can go. Oh, the stump just hurts, man. I'm gonna massage my stump a little bit. Don't look at my stump. Yeah, look up. There we go. Yeah, get in here, say some stuff. Let's have some conversations. Also, my buddy Alex gave me back the 181022. Ha ha, Justin. Me am not have feet. You am know this. Yeah, I don't know. My ankle hurts. Probably because I did more walking around today than I'd like to. You okay, buddy? You going to sleep? Alright, well, you sleep, okay? We're only going to go a couple hours tonight. My eyes hurt, and he hasn't been feeling good all day. His number 2 was basically a number 1 today, so. No, it's the outside of my ankle on the left side, so something tweaked. You know how, like, a lot of people have a lot of movement? My level of flexibility for my left ankle stump thing is about 20 degrees of deflection. It sucks. And I've had my Achilles tendon lengthened, and it still doesn't work. Yeah, $100 Cash App, I'll show my feet. Oh, good old peeing out of it. Dude, it was, I mistook it for a puddle. It was bad. But he did eat some of his dry food today, and it seemed to stay down, so. You got your Hammerly 22 on order. Nice, dude. Fun guns. I've got that one up there. I like it. Also got my Sphinx back from my buddy. My buddy wasn't using it, and I traded him something that he could use for something he wanted to do. So I was like, screw it. Did you get it on their sale, Buckshot? Did you get it during their big sale they were doing? Hammerly has great 22s. Yes, because their Hammerly works with Umarex. Umarex builds more 22 caliber guns than anybody else, man. Also, shirts, hoodies, still working on pre-orders. If you want to pre-order one, we've got 5 pre-orders in. We need to get to 20 out of the 50 in order for me to really be able to just tell him to do it. But if we get to 10, I will start him making the shirts, the hoodies. So they're $45 on pre-order. They're $55 when they're done. So you save $10. Umarex, pricey. Umarex can be pricey, but they're also not bad though, because the Hammerleys were on sale for like $199. That is a steal for a 1911 22 that isn't a shitty Chiappa. I had 2 pot pies and some potato chips today, so I actually feel full for the first time in like a week. So when the tum-tum sticks out a little bit, it's because I ate less than an hour ago. What kind of revolver is that? That is a, pardon me, let me move the screen. That is a Heritage Barkeep short 22 with the 22 Magnum cylinder. Your thoughts on the AA-12 shotgun? Pretty cool. I never got to put my hands on one. They're not legal anymore. They were for a while, but then it turns out that having a drum-fed automatic shotgun could be conceived as not coolio. So the U.S. government said not coolio. The Umarex, them the high quality airsoft guns, right? Yeah, so Umarex is the one who builds all the licensed airsoft guns. So if you've ever seen a Glock, Smith & Wesson, Beretta, Colt, Walther clone airsoft gun, they were probably built by Umarex under license. What's that gun up top that looks like an FMG-9? If you're talking about the black one direct above my head, that's a Kel-Tec 12 gauge pump. Can I legally carry a cattle prod style weapon? If you live in a state that allows you to conceal carry something that large or even open carry, then go for it. You'd have to Google your local states to know whether or not you can carry something as large as a cattle prod. Despite the electrical portion of the cattle prod, just carrying something that can be considered a weapon of that size, you'd have to double check your areas. Yeah. It's Friday. Would that work against the bear? I don't know. I honestly don't. I doubt that you'll have a chance to get an effective hit on a bear with a cattle prod. Best thing to do is avoid bears at all costs. If you see one in the distance, do not close that distance. Expand that distance. Make sure you get farther and farther away from any aminals that could be considered dangerous. Yeah, so for a cattle prod to work, don't you have to get both points to contact? I thought they don't work if you only get one pin to touch. Dinah, what's your favorite type of gun? 1911s. 1911s have been, and always will be my favorite platform. What is your favorite gun brand? Don't really have a favorite gun brand in terms of guns I can afford. Para Ordnance is my favorite defunct gun brand. Para Ordnance made 1911s and more styles than I can even really mention. They were really solid. Nighthawk Custom is beyond my capabilities to afford probably ever. So I do enjoy their guns, but I've only shot a couple. I've never owned a Nighthawk Custom. So what do you think of Glock? They are the best way to spend $500 on a $250 gun. Glocks are mediocre at best. They just have really good marketing. What's your opinion on the Ruger RPR and 6.5 Creedmoor? I just got one and put the Vortex 3 to 5, 3.5 to 10 by 50 Diamondback on it. I've never actually shot the RPR. A lot of them are pretty solid. So, Drew, what I tell people, like when people ask me what my opinion on Glock is, I give them that answer. I think they're mediocre at best. However, they are extremely reliable because of their mediocrity. If you want one gun that can do it all, that you're never going to upgrade from, that you're just not an enthusiast, you're just a personal protection interested person, get a Glock. If you want something interesting, there's tons, tons of other options out there. What's up, Joe? Is the weather recovering? Yeah, it went from crappy to over 90 degrees today. Virginia is just ADHD and schizophrenic when it comes to its weather. Also, my desk is making a weird noise. I think it's going to collapse at some point. So if my desk collapses during the live stream, you guys all owe me $100. And I mean each one of you watching, so I expect $3,400 in my bank account. Yeah, so my bank decided to randomly pay a bunch of shit that I didn't approve, so that was great. I got to handle that today. Thankfully, they figured it out, so I'm happy about that. But guys, get in here, say hi. We're only going 2 hours tonight, so get off your hands and use them on your keyboard. Do I accept Bitcoins? I have crypto wallets. I do accept Bitcoins, but I'm really not asking for Bitcoins. Ronnie, hey, what's going on? Not much here. Thoughts on the O-Sight red dot? So I like the new ones, Michael. The SE, the enclosed optic, it's like $170 or something like that for an enclosed optic. I have it on one of my 1911s, admittedly a 9mm 1911, but it seems to be pretty solid and holds zero pretty well. Bitcoin question is a Fed post. You failed. I can accept Bitcoin on donations all I want. I'm just not allowed to sell Bitcoins because I'm not a trading house. Do I have any preferences between striker fired or hammer fired guns? I typically lean more towards the hammer fired solution. Crypto, holy shit! Long time no type. But yeah, in terms of the hammer fired, there's just something more appealing to me about a hammer fired gun, being able to cock it, as well as the fact that hammer and fired and striker fired literally operate backwards from each other. So the firing pin spring on a hammer fired gun helps keep it rearward after the hammer knocks it into the primer, whereas a striker fired gun requires that spring to shoot the firing pin forward to hit the primer. So I think that a hammer-fired gun is just a little bit inherently more reliable, in my opinion. We know you have a wallet, though. Of course I got a wallet. Who doesn't? Hey, dude, what's up? Opinion on Fuente. I don't know who that is. Everybody hit that like button. Yes, please. A P99 is striker-fired, double action, single action. P99 is king. P99 is striker fired, double action, single action, or single action only. Yes, that safe system they have is really nice. Probably the best striker fired trigger I had ever fired up until their new PDP. Picked up a Canik SFT Arctic Distress for your birthday. Nice, Joe. Do I recommend Canik? Yes. Thoughts on Sig Cross and 308? I've only held a Sig Cross and 308. I haven't had the honor to shoot one yet, but I know people that have them, and they say they're pretty solid guns. Aye, what a stream setup. Co shit. I don't know what voice that is, but also my wall looks like shit tonight. Yeah, I had to. My car wasn't supposed to be ready for another 2 weeks, so I literally had to come up with $3,000 overnight. So, yeah, more of my guns are gone. And I actually sold the Gerson to Stonehaven because I'm a fucking punk. Yeah, get in here. Talk about guns. Yeah, but I actually still like what's up on the wall. That's my Tanfolio Witness, which I really like. That's CZ75 base. One of my favorite guns, I'd actually given it to my buddy, but he wasn't using it, so I traded him back for it, is my Chris Sphinx. Chris Sphinx, so Sphinx was out of Switzerland. They manufactured excellent target guns, really nice race guns. However, in 2016, they were sanctioned because they were selling parts to countries that were on the NATO no-no list. So what happened was Chris bought all the Sphinxes that were built, brought them in under Chris USA, and then now B&T owns them, and the Universal Service Weapon is actually based on that same gun. Pretty damn nice. Yeah, tell me about it, dude. But it was worth it because I'm not gonna find another Charger RT with the two-tone cream leather interior for the price I did. What's my opinion on the SIG 320X compact? So I have a little bit of a weird history with the 320 compacts, Davey. The 320 compacts, every one I've ever fired has had a weak ejection pattern. I don't know if it's because of the length of the barrel and not allowing the right gases for standard 115 grain or what. But I like the X Fire, X Compact, X Full. I like them all. X Fire, X5, sorry. Oh, I didn't know that. Also, NATO no-no list is going to enter my vocab. Awesome, Moon. How you doing? I'm all right, Sam. How are you? If I owned it for 5 years now. Like you said, it's a good gun. The X Carry has the flat face trigger, which eliminates a lot of the issues with the uncommanded discharges, and they're just solid guns. I just feel that their ejection pattern's a little weak. I don't know what the PM9 Evil gun is. Would you recommend to sell it or keep it? Why would you? If you like the gun, you trust the gun, keep it. The X trigger guns are not included in the uncommanded discharges because they actually use a different trigger shoe setup than the regular ones. Looking for my first 10 millimeter. What would you recommend? What are you going to do with that 10 millimeter? That's what I need to know, Manuel. No problem, Davey. Is Sightmark Ultras any good? Sightmark is an okay company. They are Chinese based, but let's face it, a lot of the glass manufacturers are these days. They have a very good warranty. You can literally buy a product, drive it, take it outside, drive it over it with your car, and replace it. So pretty solid there. You're hiking in the Everglades. I would take something that can handle humidity and run. So honestly, I'd have to recommend something like a Glock 20 or a Glock 40, just because it's going to work in all the different conditions. If you're working in more of a standard conditions where you're not going to be like walking in humidity, heat, things like that, a 1911 and 10 mil is always a good option. Doing good, just chilling with you. Thank you, Sam. We got Bears and Gators. Yeah, so I would definitely say go with something like a Glock 20, Glock 40. When you ask people what they're going to do with 10 millimeter, what are some other scenarios people give you? Some people will tell me they want it for their home defense firearm. Some people will tell me they want it for sporting shooting. Some people will tell me they want it for, just because they like the 10 mil. So, what's the name of that RoboCop looking one again? You got to be more specific, dude. Which RoboCop looking one? If you're talking about the one all the way at the top, that is a Keltec KS7. Thanks, I'm going to look into those. No problem, Manuel. So the Glock has very loose tolerances. They have extremely loose tolerances, so they run well in adverse conditions. It's a case of making quality or reliability through mediocrity at the cost of quality. Have I ever shot the Tograph TT33, apparently designed inspired by the 1911? It wasn't, it isn't. It's a completely different design. The body may have been modeled after the 1911 in the front, but if you ever take one apart, Crypto, the entire rear fire control group is literally just sitting in the gun and it can come out. Yes, I have fired a TT33. I had an original TT33. I actually ND'd into my wall with the TT33. I hear Glocks a lot for reliability. I just like the feel of them, but are they truly as reliable as they say? Yes. However, a lot of companies have started manufacturing extremely reliable firearms. A secondary choice, if you don't like the grip on the Glock, is to look at the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10mm. Hey, Paul, what's up? Appreciate it. I always wonder what some use cases were for others. I have my use cases, and it's interesting to hear others. Yeah, absolutely. Heard use hardcast ammo from Buffalo. Buffalo Bore makes really good stuff. Another company to look into is a company called Double Tap. Double Tap 10 mil, I believe, uses Barnes bonded bullets, and they're cooking. Double Tap makes super hot ammo, and the Glocks are capable of firing it. Take a look. Also subbed. Love the knowledge. Thank you, Moon. I appreciate it, man. Would you recommend the Walther PDP or the Springfield Echelon? Yes, I would recommend either. It comes down to personal choice, which one you like better. I prefer the look of the Echelon over the look of the top-heavy PDPs, but both of them are good guns, and the PDP has the better trigger. Am I deer hunter? If so, have you ever hunted with the 44? I have never hunted with the 44. I've never hunted, period. I'm not opposed to hunting. I've just never gone. Grayson, what's up, kid? How you doing tonight? Did you see I added to the Dodge collection, or the Dodie, the Dodd E collection? I can't drive it right now because it's too freaking loud. I got to put mufflers under it. No, I did not. Well, what the hell? You slacking, son? Hold on, I'll pull it up on my screen. Chef Mario, the name is familiar. Do you think that the TP9 SF Elite is worth it as a grab over other models? I like the TP9 Elite. I can't tell you that I can tell you that it is for everybody, but the Canic trigger is pretty solid. I'm not a kid. Compared to me, you're a kid, son. You are a young boy. Yeah, so I went and added a RT to the. Good morning, hey Incognito. Mufflers don't need that. You do when you're old like me and you want your car to not sound like a fucking racer, like a little racer. You just got a Tika TX3 and 308. Anything to watch out for or upgrade? Those are pretty damn solid. Any upgrades you do to a Tika are only because you want to, not because you have to. I like your new 5.7 Charger. Does it have any mods? Are you planning on adding any? It is straight pipe from the cat's back, and it has a Corsa intake on it. I didn't realize the intake was that expensive. Keep that speed down. The speeding ticket paper is for me. I will leave that for you, Grayson. I don't speed. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, man. Tika is a hard gun to really like get much better than unless you step up like orders of magnitude. Goat, what is going on? Tried the Smith & Wesson MP10 to performance center, but also huge if I want something to be a bit more comfortable to carry. Yeah, then the Glock 20 is a 10 mil that's roughly the same size as a 17-ish, 19-ish. It's kind of on the smaller side, but it's a thicker boy. Thoughts on a stuck buffer tube? I really don't. That's going to be something a gunsmith would want to take a look at. Is it stuck because of the pin or the set screw, or is it stuck just while you're firing it? You okay, buddy? And from the Philippines, what can you say about the Canic TTI Combat Smoke? Is it good to buy because here the price is doubled? No, it's not. If you want a Canic that is good, get an SFT Pro. Get a compensator. You'll be in for, in terms of U.S. money, under $700. I'm not sure what they're going for where you are, but they are not worth it. The only reason you buy a Canic TTI Combat Smoke is because you want to own Terran Tactical branded stuff. Goat says nothing much, just hanging out, scrolling through people's streams. Cool setup. Thank you. Brooke, what's up? Pretty good. Tactical Llama. Hey, what's going on with you? Just kind of sitting here. Haven't done a whole lot recently. The last couple of days, the rain kept me down, and then Rocky got bit or cut his head somehow, so he's been a little bit off today. Did acquire back a couple of guns today. The Charger is beautiful. You must be hyped. You want to know the truth? I'm not. I'm happy with it, but I'm not satisfied with it. How does that sound? So I did. If I could have gotten a Scat Pack, I definitely would have stepped up to a Scat Pack. I would never go with the Hellcat, especially a used one, without having full documentation on it. Oh, yeah, there, don't you know he's talking with some weird accents because he's not feeling too awake there. But yeah, it's got standard nose. I want the upgraded nose. It's a 15, so I need to pay for that. The only reason you get the TTI is if it's used in half price, pretty much. Favorite gun in your room? My Para-Ordnance Black Ops 1911, my daily carry. COVID greetings from the... You got COVID? You're walking home, god damn it. Stromboni, I've never seen that movie. Did you really get COVID? Man, stop it. The plushies in the case are going to screw up your GPU. How? You go on Gunbroker and look up Altor, they just copy paste the same photo. They all do that one. Third time's a charm. This trip? Haven't you had it more than that? So you're on full frickin' lockdown right now, huh? Sounds like you got some sweet plans. Can't wait to see it when you're satisfied. For the most part, I'm very satisfied. Like, I am not actively searching to do anything. The only thing I actively did was I ordered a couple of mufflers for it because it's too loud. Straight piping a Charger makes it drone like a son of a bitch because you got all that exhaust underneath the car. Never mess with the Mutant. I have had the Banshee in a couple of different calibers. Nah, no one here cares anymore. That sniper rifle looking juicy. Which sniper rifle? That is a 1022 on a Samson chassis, and that is a 22 caliber Sears. Maybe get the letter G for it. No, I'm just going to use my heat gun. I'm going to take the other letters off. It's just not going to say anything on the back. I'm going to debadge the whole car. I'm going to leave the Hemi badges on it. I didn't notice, so I opened the hood briefly when I bought the car in the rain, but I opened the hood today, and it's got a full Corsa intake on it, so that's cool. 232 here. Good night. Good night. I'm using your garage tomorrow to put the exhaust on my Charger. By the way, I bought a Charger. Straight pipe might be a little much. It is. Do you guys want to hear it start? Hold on. That was my zipper. We're going to go out to the car and start it real quick. Think about getting the insurance for Rocky. Oh, dude, I will rob a bank if Rocky needs it. I will take the lungs out of another person if Rocky needs it. Of course you did. I said I was getting something else, but don't go to bed yet, Pops. I want you to hear how loud it is just so you can be angry. Turning on the light. Yeah, I did get a couple of mufflers for it, so I got mufflers. But hold on. I'm just going to open the door and do it because it's very loud. Come on, buddy. So here it is in the dark. And ready? Come on, buddy. Rocky. I hope I'm still live. Are we back? There we go. We should be back. Are we back now? Okay. Yeah, sorry. My phone was connecting and disconnecting to my Wi-Fi. Okay. So, OG room good now. Yeah. All right. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize my Wi-Fi was going to do that. I thought it was on my mobile plan. But anyways, that's the Charger. It's the same color my Chrysler 300 used to be. My guy's out here downloading massive torrents. Yeah. My OG room was so I was sharing a house with my parents after my death, and I was filming out of the. We basically built an apartment in the basement, and I lived out of there. So on your mobile. Anyways, Dad, if you're still there, good night, man. You have a good night, old man. But yeah, so this is my apartment slash storefront and everything. So, what happened to the G on the back of your Charger? No clue. I walked out today, so somebody had tinted the rear brake lights. So it's got the racetrack, and somebody tinted it, and the G fell off. So I'm just gonna take the rest of the letters. S&P, MP22, good plankers heard. First ones had production problems. New ones, have they fixed the bugs? So here's an interesting thing: the Smith and Wesson M&P 22 is literally built by Umarex. So it's the same thing as the Beretta 92 clone. How hot does that room get? Not very. If you're referring to because of the computer, number one, the computer's got dual radiators to cool in 12900K, so that doesn't get that hot. This is a 3D printed sloth that sits on top of the GPU, and it's not getting hot enough to melt. I keep my temperatures under good control, although since I got my dog, my fans are getting clogged up, so I am going to have to take the shroud off and clean the heat sinks on my GPU. Also, the level dropped in my computer. Oh, nice. No problem. You see the CSX E-Series are doing it right. I've held one. It seems a lot better. The trigger does, but I have not had the opportunity to shoot one yet. God damn. I have not had to worry about the fluid in this system since I built it because, let's face it, I built it. That's a little bit of narcissism right there, but it still feels good. Although trying to get the thing in the hole is pissing me off. That's what she said. It's an Escort shotgun? No, it's a Keltec KS7. Keltec kind of made that design. Escort copied it. Yes, the one above the 22 is the Keltec KS7 single tube bullpup. I think one of those is real. Yes, but the question is, which one, son? Like I said, we're only going till 10 o'clock tonight. My dog is tired. He's got a wound on his head that I'm watching. I'm tired. I can't read. Have you spoke on those new antithesis guns already? What antithesis guns? Steven is single. Good for you, dude. Ow. Yeah, don't work any of you. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone told me Glock wouldn't make a manual safety for the military, but haven't there been some with the safety? Yes, the Glock 19X, when it was submitted for trial with the U.S. military, had a safety. Our 22s, AR-22s, goodbye in your opinion. No Tipman, good, but money. Also, Hammerly. Hammerly is like a 4.25 22, and it's a pretty solid one. If you want to do a lot of shooting, That is a way to go. But the other thing you can do is you can get the CMMG conversion. They have not as good as a purpose-built gun reliability, but they're pretty solid. Or you can just get a 1022 and put it in a custom chassis. That's the Samson A team. They actually call it the B team since it's a 1022. Pretty damn solid. What happened to Rocky's head? So he was playing at the park. I'm not sure if another dog bit him or if he dinged himself off a table or caught the edge of something. But he has a chunk of fur missing above his eye, and he's missing like 2 or 3 of his whiskers up there. And that can be a little bit awkward. True, 1022s are always good. Yeah. And then, like I said, if you put them in a chassis kit. And so that one is a heavy barrel Target 1022. So that whole build, if you were to duplicate that with the Samson chassis and the 1022 Target, that's about a $700 rifle, but you can get a base 1022 usually under $300 all day long. Michael, what is going on? And you can run the double 25, so you can have up to 50 rounds in that thing if you really wanted them. Not a Ruger 5.56. That's the 1022 in the Samson chassis. It just doesn't have a mag in it. Hey, dude, how's it hanging? Interestingly, Dave, today, right down the center. Better than my dog. Although he got his service vest today, so that's good. So he's going to wear that when we go places, and then let's see people keep me the fuck out now. Yeah. Jimmini, have you shot one of those stupid things, a Zip 22? Never shot one. I want one, though. Never shot it. I had the opportunity to buy a white one, which I didn't realize was extremely rare, for like $150 back in the day, and I never did it. Gigalad says, sup. Nice, looks like the Ruger. It's supposed to. It's made to look exactly like the A-Team. It's actually made by Samson, who made the A-Team side folder chassis originally, so yeah. So I hope your dog's okay. What happened again? I'm not 1,000% sure. So he got into a little bit with a husky at the park, but he also dinged off the table a couple of times. So something happened and he lost a little bit of fur above his eye and 2 of his whiskers. Franklin Army came out with 2 guns, the Antithesis and the Reformation, that didn't have to be SBR'd under the NFA. Yeah, but somebody just said they got canceled earlier, didn't they? Luke, what's up? Is that why you didn't have a stream on Wednesday? No, this just happened this morning. No, we didn't stream on Wednesday because we were having rain and stuff here, and my block was having power issues. Possibly somebody hit a power pole, but we kept losing power, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it. What year is your Charger? Looks and sounds awesome. It's actually a 15, first year of that version of the body. Do you go hunting? No, I don't. Hello from Australia. There's been an update on the Franklin. They did not have permission for 5.56. Interesting. Damn, hopefully Rocky's okay. He's been fine. The worst thing is he's getting over my stupidity. My stupidity made me let him eat human food, and he ate some food he shouldn't have, and now he has diarrhea. I also let him get addicted to wet food, and I've slowly cut him off. Today is the first day he's willingly eaten his kibble. So he's on kibble now. He's going to get 1 can of wet in the morning and kibble the rest of the day. That's his diet. Did I get rid of the truck to get the Charger? No, I got rid of my Navigator to get the Charger. So I had a Lincoln Navigator that I just wasn't using, wasn't driving it. In fact, my buddy borrowed it for a month and put more miles on it in that month than I did in the entire 7 months I owned it. And yes, 7 months for me is actually a long time. I went through everything I have laying around. I've had 1 car that I did an inspection on since 2021, and I live in Virginia. Do I have any experience with standard manufacturing 1911s? I've held them. If you're talking about the new ones, I've held them. They're very expensive, but I haven't shot one yet. FN 509s are super cheap right now, and FN has a rebate on top of that. Crazy got pistol for the same price as Taurus. That's the only time I will recommend an FN 5 series, if you get them for the right price. You said that Bolt Action 22 is a Sears Roebuck edition. Yeah, it's called the Sears Model 43-103. All I can tell you is that it's pre-1964 because it has no serial number. How much you want for the truck? The truck is not for sale. The truck is Rocky's. In fact, I finally named it. It's Rocky's Ram. I didn't realize I hadn't really named it. I had another Ram back in the day. I used to call it Ramona. Ramona the Ram. This one I really hadn't named, so I decided to call him. I'll call it Rocky's Ram. Haven't named the Chrysler or the Dodge yet. You got to be getting sick of the truck. No, the truck is awesome, dude. I love the truck. Also interesting. So the Charger has parking assist, all that stuff. Heated, cooled, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, all that stuff. No navigation. Chrysler built a lot of cars with no navigation. I've never named my vehicles. Normally I name my vehicles after women because I don't like the idea of climbing into a dude every day. You go through vehicles almost as bad as guns. Don't know what you're talking about. Do you have the Lancer assault rifle with the chainsaw? No, that would be cool. Look, kids. Cars are a very personal thing for me, and I have to have the right one. I think this Charger is the right one, and in fact, Stone, you're going to see it next time I come down because I need a key. As long as you're climbing in and not getting climbed on. True, I have an old handgun that isn't very good. Would you recommend for a woodland sidearm, preferably in 10mm or 45? So, Gigalad, I don't like the company Glock. I will recommend their guns if you have a specific use case. So a Glock 20 or a Glock 40. A 1911 in 10mm will do the job. 45 woods walking, if you don't have to deal with like bigger bears, grizzly bears, or whatever, then yeah, 45 is okay. But I would go at least 10mm personally. Smith & Wesson's M&P 2.0 in 10mm is pretty solid too. I can do a key, no problem. Yeah, you did one for the other Chrysler. No, you didn't. Chrysler made that other key. Shit, I'm trying to remember. You made a lot of keys for me. It is the... Just straight up, that's the key for it. So the Ram has this key, which you already made. And then the Dodge has that key because it's full keyless. What do I think of Dr. Micro Red Dots? If you mean the Dr. Footprint, it's kind of hard to find a lot of guns that do it. You're not gay if your car's a dude, just your car is gay. Well, maybe. Do I like duck sausage? Never had it. You made a key for the... Oh yeah, you made a key for the 08 Charger. God damn, I keep forgetting. Forgot I had the Charger for a minute. Did you make one for my Durango too? I think you made one for the Durango, didn't you? That's a weird thing, Pop-Tart. You do you. So I see you played a little bit more Ghosted Tabor. Did you lose the kit I gave you? Or did you make it out? I just got my POS Chrysler 300. I've been daily driving my truck. What Chrysler 300? Is it on Discord? I need a front bumper for my freaking Dodge. No, I didn't do the Durango. You were getting rid of that one when I joined the lives. God damn, I do go through too much stuff. Not a big fan of 9mm for my use case. No, I would probably say not personally. I don't think so. Vehicles. Grayson, is it in the Discord? Not new. How long have you had it? Oh, okay. I can't pick up any guns and show you. You're not allowed to pick up guns on live streams, my guy. Fuck you, Windows. Fuck you. How did I miss that? What year's yours? Sorry, when children come in here, I don't remember things. My eyes are so tired, man. I don't know how I'm going to play any Ghost at Tabor after this. Also, Rocky is completely asleep. Are you okay, buddy? Rocky, you okay, buddy? I will post pictures to his channel tomorrow of his vest. '06, I like the '06. My favorite pistols, 1911s, just in general. I'm sad to announce that I have a Glock mag sitting on my desk. Oh, I'm less sad. It goes to my Daria. You okay, buddy? Yeah. You know the bedroom's open for you to go lay down in. Why don't you go to the bedroom? Why don't you go lay down in the bed? You good? You being a good boy? You being a good puppy? Good puppy? Good puppy? Good puppy? Good puppy? Good. He's looking at me like, stop talking. Have you ever tried alligator meat? Yes, at the Minnesota State Fair. I want to LS slap it for shites and gigs. That is heartbreaking. I will no longer be your friend. Actually, it'll be funny. Send me the mag. You don't ever use your Glocks. Yeah, I do. My thoughts on the Mini 14. Mini 14 is fine. I've had them. You can go back on the channel. I used to have one back in the day. I sold mine. Send me the mag. You name all your vehicles the same name, work truck. I thought that's also what you named the wife, so that's a little bit weird. I call my wife the work truck because she's got a dump on her. I said that. He didn't say that, Mrs. Haven. It wasn't him. It was me. You can hate me. Have I tasted snake? No. Yeah, so my dad has COVID, Stone, so that's wonderful. I'm going over to his house and eating all his food tomorrow. I want one, but I hear a lot of problems with Ruger Minis, but I don't know. Trip. So if you're looking at a Ruger Mini 14, you want one with a serial number that's 840,000 and up. You also want one that has a bulge on the trunnion. That is the one that's designed to fire both 5.56 and 223, whereas the original Rugers were only, Mini 14s were only 223. When you look at the higher serial number guns, it's either 840,000 or 8,400,000. Either way, it starts with an 8. Those guns with the bulge in the trunnion or in the receiver, those are much more reliable rifles. Here, the suppressors are going to get even harder to get in the coming months. Are you familiar with 7 to 9 inch suppressors? I like some brand recommendations. If so, shooting supersonics. Suppressors are not going to get harder to get. They're just going to be more people buying them because they're eliminating the. I read that. You just stopped my brain, Stone. It's just because they're getting rid of the $200 tax stamp. Just more people are going to buy them. Yeah, I'm not reading that one out loud, Stone. Much like the current state of South Korea versus North Korea, I'm not getting involved even though I have a dog in the fight. She ain't home. She's on a women's retreat with the church. That would explain why you were able to play VR so early. So I'm thinking one of these days I want to do a live stream from VR. So I may do it. I might just do it wearing the goddamn headset because I can actually watch YouTube in VR. Should I do that? Should I do that for the last hour? Should I just wear the headset while answering questions just to see what you guys say? Yeah. That way you're not going to see my ugly mug. You're going to be like, what's this guy doing? Let me know if you jump on. I'll try to get on. I may play a little bit in a little while. I'm only going till 10 tonight. I missed Wednesday and I just wanted to touch base. I'm working on getting sponsors, and until I get sponsors, I'm not going to be pushing myself. You have watched the live with the set on before at the old house. Did I? So you're getting 8.6 black or safer Ruger 300 PRC, completely different uses, but I want both. You have to look at it and think to yourself, which one do I want more, and then buy them both at the same time. Make it future Giga Lads problem is what I say. Charge that shit on the credit card. Do it for the Vine. I miss Vine so much. If you tried alligator, then definitely you have tried cats or dog's meat too. What? Why are you saying that, Pete? You started cool, and now you're trying to like make jokes. I don't get it. Why? Yeah, but I don't have a good charging strap for my headset, so if I were to wear it for the next hour, it would kill my battery by like 20%, and then I could only play one map, and I kind of like playing late at night. I'm also falling asleep while I'm talking to you guys. So that's what Rocky is trained for. He's trained to recognize when I'm passing out, so he's been doing really good at it. Dodge, what is up, bro? What do you think about the David situation? I really don't, man. I never listened to the dude's records. Cops came over to my friend's house. He is a stoner. When they came in his house and started asking questions, one cop said, "What's upstairs?" My friend said, "Dude, stairs don't talk." Okay. My wife wants to get the extended batteries for hers. So go to Kiwi Design. They sell the head straps. I just had to come up with a shit ton of money to buy this stupid car, so I just don't have the money. Mods deal with Pete if he gets put out of line. Dude, my mods got it. Don't worry about it, bro. Have I ever played DayZ? It's really good. No, because I'm afraid I'll get addicted to it, man. I avoid a lot of things on purpose, Giga, just because I have a bit of an addicted personality, so I'll start playing something and then I'll get into it. I hate Ghosted Tabor right now, and I still have nearly 500 hours into the game. Look at all those firearms. They look so dangerous. We need more common sense gun laws. We need more common sense, man. Why do they look dangerous to you? What have those guns said to you since you've gotten into this live stream? Have you seen any of them get up and arm themselves? No, you haven't. What we need is common sense, period, sir. Common sense refers to the person, not the object. So putting in your common sense gun laws, which, by the way, there are no such things, mean nothing. It just means that criminals will be protected from law-abiding citizens. Criminals will be protected against my having the ability to have a gun. That's all common sense gun laws do. Which 5.7 pistol is best for the money? Major manufacturer, the Smith & Wesson M&P 5.7. If you're willing to do a little bit of work and make sure the gun's solid yourself, the PSA 5.7. Not so much. Yeah, you don't get ban happy. It's just, we used to ban for every infringement. We just need to be a lot more relaxed. Yeah, I saw the review you left on the game. Pretty much. They actually backed off. They put key cards back in. First time in 100 raids I found a key card. Lol, I'm trolling, bro. Nice response. So I agreed. I wasn't sure if you were Prism, but I answered it as honestly as I could without being a dick. So I appreciate that you were just trolling, and I'm glad that you agree. Any thoughts on AREX Zero or the newly announced Steyr versions? The Steyr one looks cool as hell. I really would love to get my hands on one of those. I know the guys at Burris and Steyr, so I might reach out to, Steiner, not Steyr. So I'm talking out my asshole. Steyr is, I can't remember who owns Steyr. Somebody tell me who owns Steyr. I'll have to reach out though. Insert thick joke here. As long as it's not barrel first. Any thoughts on an AREX Zero? I liked the Zero. I have the Alpha. I sold my Zero. It was an update. Yeah, it was technically yesterday, but yes, it does help. Nice response. Thank you. I appreciate it. You must have played Modern Warfare 2. It's the best game ever made. I still play it online a couple times a month on Xbox. Server still running and populated. Never played the multiplayer, but yes, I did like Modern Warfare 2. I used to play it and only play with handguns. Found a full auto MP5 housing at a local show. I'm surprised. So all the housings for the HKs are marked full auto, even the semi-auto guns. Fusion XF Pro versus RXM with Sharps Brother aluminum frame module. It's a very difficult question, and what's up, SA? I haven't seen you in a long time. The XF Pro only shares 4 parts with the Glock, and that's the barrel, the recoil spring, the magazine, and the rear sight. So technically, it's a completely different gun, even though it uses Glock mags. That being said, it doesn't. Oh, it's an FA from '77, so it required a transferable tax stamp. But yeah, so that being said, I actually prefer the grip angle on the Fusion, but I do like the feel of the RXM. It's got the safety lock 3rd position. Gotcha. I just dropped a brown round from my clip. That is all. That is a box magazine. That is an internal box magazine. Please refer to it right, Mr. Someone ended up back here as my background noise for gaming. Opinion on the Lee Enfield 303, my favorite rifle. It's a good rifle. I've shot a couple of them. I wouldn't mind them in a modern chassis. Don't hate me for saying that. I don't like the old wood stuff. Just as 2 metal frame striker frames that take Glock mags. Yes. But yeah, I know what you were saying. He said it as a joke, Giga. Big Erm has been around for a long time, dude. But yeah, they basically share kind of looks and things like that. But my Fusion XF came from Fusion themselves. They gave me 3 barrels with the damn thing, so thank you very much to them, by the way. I love that gun. It's never going anywhere. I do respect the hell out of the Ruger, though. Do I run piston ARs? Not anymore. I actually sold my last piston AR. Drop a pistol mag in the game and it disappeared. Yeah, that happens a lot, dude. Do I work on guns? Not really. I can do some minor repairs and I can change sights and stuff, but I'm not set up to be a gunsmith. Modern body Enfield 303 would be pretty quick. Just think about it. It'd be like an M1 SAS, you know? It'd be more modernized, yet still running the original receiver and stuff. I think it'd be cool. What's my favorite hammer-fired pistol not for competition? My 1911s, dude. They weren't designed for competition unless you consider war competition. Yeah. Min, what are your thoughts on Franklin Armory's new SBR that's classified as a firearm with no tax stamp? I thought they were canceling it, but it's going to be interesting to see what the ATF does. I kind of got bored of guns, but you're my favorite gun channel. We don't have to talk just about guns, dude. I bought a charger. Put his D in my gun. I put your gun against my dick. There's a big difference. Also, I bought that gun back from you. You never have to touch that one. I did poop inside the Gerson that I have to pack up and send to you. What rank is the Dan Wesson Shadow? What? I might get the Ruger RXM, get a Leupold micro red dot on it. That'll work. That's a good red dot. I want to buy one of those new Glock 26X frames, especially since I have a fancy completed Glock 26 laying around. That'd be cool from the Glock store. Have I tested the Holosun Iris? No, they have not sent one to me. Why no revolvers? I'm not into the older stuff. I have revolvers, but I haven't bought any in 2025 outside of that one. So when I buy revolvers in 2025, they'll go up on the 2025 wall. Hey, Stone, I got my Chris Sphinx back. That's one that I'm sure you'd like. You ever played Call of Duty 3? No, I didn't play a lot of PlayStation 3. I played a ton of PlayStation 2 for Gran Turismo 4, and didn't play much PlayStation 3. I actually was an Xbox 360 guy because of Forza Motorsports 4 and 3. Is that a KS7 or a G? It's a 7, single tube only, pump action. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've heard about it, Maverick. I wasn't sure. I thought they were canceling them. I'm debating if I should get a Mitsubishi Outlander as my next vehicle. I have a shit ton of miles on my Ford Explorer. Why not? Absolutely. I kind of dig the way they ride. I've ridden in the Outlander. Feels like my ankle is busted, dude. But a 17 Explorer is fun to drive around and put a shit ton of miles on. Tony Hawk on PS1 with Endless Mountain Dew. Also with cheats. Remember Game Shark for the PS1? Great value for the KS7. It's pretty solid. Preferred finish on a gun. 1911s, I really respect the shit out of a stainless, but a nice blued or Parkerized is fine. It works around the language of SBR by being able to fire a snake shot. Snake shot, I don't understand how snake shot gets around it. I don't understand what snake shot does to a gun that keeps it from being an SBR. That's weird. But that's, I'll have to look that up. I want to read the entire thing. They look nicer than Toyotas. That's true too. Do you go do your research? A pause has always been set up. I literally just saw the video this morning though. Yeah, well here's the thing, dude. You're on the internet. Look at some more sources. I'm sorry, I just didn't realize, things happen, dude. ODG guns are the best finishes. When's the last time you target shot? It's been a couple of weeks since I went to the range. I went with the people. When I did the mag dump with my binary trigger AR, that was the last time I went to the range. Hello, Air Max. Mr. Guns and Gear did a breakdown on the loophole. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of him. He can do what he wants. He was selling oil filters as suppressors and then claimed he wasn't, so. Got 167,000 miles on my 2017 Explorer. Drove it around a lot back when my mom was recovering from sepsis. Took her out for comfortable rides. I do oil changes regularly. That's awesome, dude. Honestly, my buddy's got 185 on his SHO. He just did the timing change and the engine was perfect inside. A friend of mine has a couple of high mileage Fords. I got 210,000 miles on my freaking Ram. Mileage doesn't mean as much as it used to. The author's stoic. Rip Charlie Kirk. Okay, it's been well over a week. Got any experience with Metro Arms? A little bit, not a lot. I need to shoot one. Am I getting Battlefield 6? Nope. Is your dad doing okay with COVID, or did he just lose his taste? No idea. He just said third time's a charm. He said COVID greetings from the Baltic or some shit. Up, down, up, right, left, down, left, Y, B, A, B, start. Why would you like something that can rip through your body? I don't know. A dildo with spikes on it can rip through your body. You're not speaking from the place of somebody who actually understands what they're talking about. I don't like him, but his video is quick and informative. Gotcha. Been well over a week. Same sentiment with you. Lamal bro, Fudlore in the making. No, it's not, Hawkman, and I'll explain it this way, okay? Charlie Kirk's death was a tragedy. It's insane that somebody would die for their opinions. It sucks that he was killed in front of his wife and children. I never met Charlie Kirk. I don't know anybody that has ever met Charlie Kirk. So I took the time to feel bad for him, and I've moved on with my life. I didn't agree with a lot of what he said. I agreed with some of what he said, but he in no way influenced my life enough for me to be sad about it a week later. What I'm sad about is how far we're taking the bullshit with it, and I don't mean you guys saying rip Charlie Kirk. I'm talking about, and I don't care where you think I fall on the side of this, Jimmy Kimmel being taken off for a joke that did not incite violence, did not say I'm glad he's dead, did not say that his killer was a hero. He made a simple joke against MAGA, and he got shut down and canceled indefinitely for it. That is Putinism. At this point, I fear that after his presidency is over, he may not leave the White House kind of actions. I'm more concerned with what's going on in the world of politics right now versus I am a man who died a week ago that I never met. Yeah, he got COVID on the cruise. Yeah, Stonehaven, people like that you can literally just get rid of. Don't bother just removing their comment. Just completely hide them. Who invented cancel culture again? Not sure, but it's dumb. I hear you, though, brother. Thank you, Hawkman. Please understand, when I say it's been a week, what I mean by that is exactly what I said. If I knew him personally, I absolutely know for a fact that shit would hurt me now. But I don't know the man, didn't know the man, never met the man, so I can't grieve for somebody I know nothing about. That's why all of you guys that don't know me, if I were to die and they put me on one of those YouTubers that died lists, don't fucking feel bad for me. The President of the United States is not the boss of ABC, CBS, NBC. Looking for the button you were fast for me. No problem, dude. I've subbed him for years. That's about it. Look, Stonehaven and Drunk Mouse, I've gone shooting with. I've spent time with. I've met their families. I've been in their homes. Several other people have come to the store and met me. Jeff Elliott. Not Elliott, excuse me. Clay Combe has come to see me. A few other people have actually been in my store. Those people might have a reason to grieve me if I passed, but I still don't expect them to be broken up about it for a week. The TOS on the companies are flipping on the worker or woke or broke ideology. Yeah, it's hard to watch what's going on right now because we have shifted into anything said in regards to Charlie Kirk that doesn't start with rest in peace is being taken extremely bad. Now, I don't condone hate speech. Don't condone it. But if it's a sentence, a phrase, if somebody says, I vehemently disagreed with what Charlie Kirk had to say, period, that is free speech. When you're making a joke about an administration or a group of people that isn't in any way inciting violence, that's not hate speech, that's free speech. We have free fucking speech in the United States of America. Once I switch to a different job, I'll definitely either get an Outlander or a Honda Ridgeline. I like the new Ridgelines. New to your channel, what store do you have? So I have a store, but it's only for online ordering right now and custom orders. It's Wind City Armory. I'm more interested in the conspiracy theory series related to his assassination. There's a lot of them out there. There always will be, unless there is something that fully documents the killer's mind from the minute he wakes up to the minute he pulls the trigger to the minute he's arrested and what's going on. We will never not have conspiracy theories. And if we ever got somebody that went to those extremes to document what they were doing, we would still have conspiracy theories saying it was all faked. Like they used to say the moon landing was fake. Did you know that in 1968 or whatever it was, 69, it was cheaper to go to the moon than it would have been to fake the moon landing? So people are just weird. Aaron, what's up? I always wanted an Explorer pilot with the bed. Oh, I wanted the Explorer Sport Track with the 5.0 for a long time. You can, but get fit. Best thing to do is just email me and tell me what kind of stuff you're looking for. If it's something that's currently manufactured, I can easily get you anything you're looking for. The companies were exercising their rights as a private company. I'm not going to disagree with that either, Maverick. But again, their terms of service are specific about hate speech. What Jimmy Kimmel said was not hate speech. It didn't fall under TOS. So if he said something that was directly hate speech or calling for action, yes. But telling a joke as a comedian is literally why they hired him and why he has hosted the Oscars 4 times and why he was been on the air for 21 fucking years. So it's not just his company exercising their rights. It's the FCC putting pressure on ABC to do it. And who put pressure on the FCC? I knew right away he was shot with a 30 bore. Poor man's body went into shock. Yeah. Would have been real cheaper to go to the moon if the moon is real. I've always wanted a Ford GT. I most likely will never get one, though. You and I would not fit into a GT, dude. You should hop on with me on Ghost at Tabor. I only do PvE, brother. My dad got a GTO that fucking rips. The gun or the car? Bear Giant real. Oh, God. I love you guys. You're all idiots. Get in here. We're having a conversation about stuff and shit. If you like stuff and shit, you should be in here now. We should be talking about it. Also, hit the like button, suckers. The Equinox is fast, but the Equinox was very prone to engine issues. You okay, bud? Rocky. 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 You okay, buddy? Dude, he just like shuddered and now he's looking at me with goofy eyes. Come here, bud. You okay, buddy? Rocky. Hey. Are you okay? Are you just tired? You want a treat? You want to go outside? What's up? You okay? I hate it when he just sits there and he doesn't move. You ever heard know much about the H-Fox shotguns? I've never had it. Really sensitive brakes. Good thing it was a rental. I ran over a raccoon with it. Chevy Equinox is a really crappy car. They're fine for what they are as long as you buy into it understanding you're buying an Equinox. You're not buying a Tahoe. Hey, are you okay? Can you give me a thumbs up? Can you wag your tail? Oh, so you are an asshole. Got it. You okay, buddy? All right, lay down. Lay down. Go to sleep. I like the suspension. Yeah, you wouldn't have been saying that if I had wrecked the one that was on your card. I don't even think the world is girl and the real and the hollow. I like the suspension on it. Didn't feel a thing, but I definitely wouldn't buy one. My dream car is a PT Cruiser. Dream higher. I want to say I want to just buy a new truck with the manual windows and manual transmission. Is that too much to ask? Yes. Ah, you're just an asshole. Got it. Yeah, pretty much, dude. That's why people have left me. I definitely want to get a Mitsubishi or Ridgeline. You will. My brothers did that to me once before. Please don't do that. I told you I wouldn't do it, and I didn't do it. Okay, that was just him trying to get comfortable. I get that. I love you, buddy. How's your butthole? You still squeaking? Dude, he farted up a storm when my buddy was in the store. All right, let me do a wall demonstration of a couple of guns that weren't up there before. This is a Sloth. This is a GPU that is getting filthy because my dog sheds. Yeah, so we've got the Samson chassis 1022 Target back. And then my Chris Sphinx, man, that is a beautiful gun. Chevy Express is awesome, dude. My brother loves his 23 Rangers. It's too small. No, I am not getting him a Screaming Rubber Chicken. Dan, the man, the legend. Yep. I think one of the worst cars I've ever dealt with is Chevy Sonic. Pure unshowered butthole. Yeah, well, they also use those freaking bad seats. Yeah, see, he looks like he's dead, but he's alright, I think. I love your Firestar. What caliber is it? 45 ACP. You okay, buddy? That's a sock. You can see that I don't do anything weird with it because it's still white. Also, it's folded, and if it was used for the other immoral purposes, it wouldn't be. Mr. Jenks, what's going on? Hoodies. Let's talk about hoodies real quick. I'm going to do a pre-order. If I can get to 20, I will get them made right away. If not, then we will wait for a little while. They're $45 on pre-order. They will be $55 when they're done. I need a new driver's seat in my Express van. Dude, just go to a pull your own parts yard. That's fun. You can put anything in there. Have I brought Rocky to the range yet? No, Rocky is not a range dog. He is not a gun dog. He is not going to be a gun dog. As a service dog, I don't want him to get around a gun range because I think that's just too much for him. Spain copied the best. Yes. Just copped a barely used Shadow 2 compact for $8.99. Did I do good? Yes, you did. If you got a Shadow 2 for under $1,000, even a used one, you did good, dude. Especially the compact. I just have I have no desire to take him to the range. Sorry. He's a couch potato at the moment. I mean, he runs around during the day. It's just when I start doing the live stream, he gives up on life. He's like, this motherfucker is talking to an inanimate object. Have I seen the new electric Chargers? Yes, they're a waste of money. They got heavily discounted, and they forced them to release the internal combustion engine versions very quickly. Interestingly enough, though, the twin-turbo six-cylinder sounds like a pretty solid car. I think that's smart. I keep my dog away from shooting, too. I wish those damn spinach would open some factories and go to USA. Do I have a single-action army? No, I don't. I mean, I've got the Heritage Barkeep, which functions like a single-action army, but I do not have an original one. Rocky must think you're a trip for about 15% of the day. Also, in the middle of the night when he's sleeping, I'll come in here and I'll play VR, and he'll see me swinging my hands around like a dumbass without talking, and he'll leave. A lot of companies are downsizing their engines and turbocharging it. Maverick, they've been doing that for over 20 years. But yeah. So efficiency with turbochargers and manufacturing processes being so much better than they used to be are the main reason to do that. But everything is cyclical, Maverick, because if you look at it, in the 70s, we downsized from the 60s. We kept shrinking and shrinking and shrinking into the 80s, and then we started going back bigger and bigger and bigger at the end of the 80s. And then all through the 90s, everything was huge, and then we went micro cars at the end of the 90s, and now we're back to full-size everything. So everything in terms of cars is cyclical. Do I have any role-playing games? Yes, I got a few. My three-banger with a big-ass turbo. Thank God the Mustang GT and Camaro are still V8s. I thought the Camaro was dead. Yeah, so the Chevy Camaro ceased production in 2023. Stopped being shipped in 2024, and anything left on a lot is old stock. Tell me you play DayZ. I do not. Yeah, the guy that created the car that runs off of water is currently in charge of our space program. He just had to change his names. Genuine questions. Any recommendations for a FRT for my PSA Kalash? No clue. Honestly, I don't. I don't put FRTs in anything. Sorry, dude. I have a limited amount of time left in my life, so I only play a few games religiously. I love my '08 Mustang GT. Yeah, the Mustang GT, the '08 was pretty solid. I used to have the 14 track pack. Chargers are badass. Sister used to have one back in 2010. Love how the newer, more recent Challengers and Cudas look. Yeah, that's why I bought the 15. 15 was it. The 15 to the current last production year, they're all the same. Escape from Tarkov? No, I play Ghost of Tabor, which is the VR version of it. They don't have a PvE unless I spend an extra $30. I'm not giving them an extra $30 just so I don't have to play with people. It's the only game I play. Sorry, Jenks. Have you heard of the young man that makes gas out of plastic? Nope. 911 Turbo is still spanking full-blown supercars. If you look at the price on the 911 Turbo, it basically is a supercar. It hasn't been a basic sports car since they went to full DCTs. How many trades left do you get a scat pack and are happy? Not doing that. So if I need a scat pack, I got the Challenger. And my dad is probably going to want to drive the Charger a little bit. But no, I have no desire to get a Scat Pack. I don't drive that fast anymore. Tara, I'm doing well. How are you this evening? Still waiting for a 2026 454 Chevy Chevelle Supercharge. So if I get a couple of sponsors, big sponsors for the channel, I will supercharge the RT, give it Hellcat levels of power, and then explode it. His name is Nature Jam. I'll have to check it out. Am I going to put a catback exhaust? No, it's straight piped right now. All I'm doing is putting a couple of dual chambered mufflers under the middle of the car to eliminate the drone that it has so that it's much more drivable. I don't mind an exhaust that has some noise to it. A nice rumble is fine. So I won't be putting the rear resonators back on, but I'm not putting on factory mufflers. What are you aware of, lol? How you doing tonight? How the doggo? I was just setting up the live and it said the Jimmini show is live, so I changed it to the Jimmini show is aware. Still morning here. Where are you, Tara? The doggo's good. He got some damage above his eye today and lost a couple of his good whiskers. For those of you that don't know, the strong whiskers around an animal's mouth, their nose, their eyes, like cats have them too, they don't come out very easily because they're very important for the functionality of the animal. And he lost 2 over one of his eyes, so he's a little off. I have not seen a Baja. You are in the Thailand. Ah, gotcha. Well, good morning over there in Thailand. I just bought a Benelli M2. I know that's one of your first videos on your channel that I see when I log in. So yeah, I just bought a Benelli M2 from my local pawn shop for $800. I think it was pretty solid. We are all a little off, doo-dah, doo-dah. Turn your head and now you cough, said the butthole doc. Brass by the Pound is a good screen name, lol. Nice, man. Thank you. Yeah, it was on sale. I think a Benelli for that cheap is pretty solid. Hey, Tara, can I ask you, why haven't you gone for the verified check mark yet? You've got like you've got literally 10 times the subs that I do. You see a lot of them 10 years ago. Yeah, still mourning all the falling ones. Pontiac, Buick, Mercury, Chrysler. What about Plymouth? What do you think about the Benelli M4? No real experience with the M4, but I got an M2, and I am going to get the tactical grip for it. I prefer Doggo by the pound. I also prefer a Dog and a Dude, which some of you are not subscribed to yet, so you need to go over there. I need you guys to do me a favor. I want to get that channel monetized. If I can get, I've been using the M2 for 2 years now, about 100,000 rounds. Holy crap. Yeah, I figured for $800 it was a hard pass, or a hard gun to pass on. So, yeah, I'm going to add it to my 930 Tactical. Right now, I typically just run the Mossberg 930 Tactical, but a Benelli M2 for that kind of money, I could be convinced to switch. So I think on Gunbroker around here, they still go for like $1,200 to $1,400. That's why I bought it. I really shouldn't have, because I was getting the money for my car, and I saw this one at my buddy's shop, and I'm like, frick. Why does the wall look thin? We know you got the meats. I got the car. The car wasn't supposed to be ready for 2 more weeks, and I didn't have the cash on hand, so I made some moves. $250,000 in ammo in 2 years. I need friends like this. I think the Caltech bullpups are underrated. They just hurt like hell to shoot. I call first dibs on it when you sell it, Joe. Shut up. You can have that or the Match X. Your choice. What did you just ask me? I didn't ask anything personally. I just said that I'm running the 930 tactical and I may switch. Even 10,000 or 100,000, it doesn't matter. What do I think about the Walter PDP match steel frame? $1,500 for a PDP, $1,000 basically for a frame is too much money. What kind of car did you get? I got a Charger RT Hemi. So now both of my vehicles are Mopars. I got a Dodie Charger RT. Hey, you good night. Hope to see you live on YouTube again. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays unless something goes on. I get the oh yeah, duh. Sorry, my brain ain't working. That is something I asked. I'm saying yeah. Is it? Are they being jerks to you because you're a gun tuber? Sorry, I don't know why I'm feeling weird right now. Hey, what CPU platform you rocking? Intel. Currently, it's a 12900K on a Z690 motherboard because my Z790 motherboard burned out. Hello, Strom leader. I'm always looking for the Strom. I think Mini 30s and SKSs are still cool. Yes. Pretty girl shows up and you start feeling weird, Lama foul. Oh. Just because she's pretty doesn't mean she couldn't kick my ass on a gun range. You seen some of her videos? Everybody go and check her out too, man. She's got 10 times the subs than me and she deserves it. Still pissed I sold my SKS. Lol. Pistol Pete is in the live below you. Tell him I said, hey. I'm guessing Tara's probably talking over there too. So Pistol Pete is a competition-focused shooter. He's a cool dude. He's also Asian. Go check him out as well. Oh, nice. Got a 13.7 KF and a Sonic ZG790. Been having weird internet issues ever since I swapped over to Intel from AMD. That is weird that you're having internet issues. The only thing I can think that would be giving that kind of issues is if you didn't reformat your system, because Windows on Intel and Windows on AMD, they have two separate, if you look in the protocols, you have to go into, I can't remember the command off the top of my head, but when Windows starts, it looks for the certain markers for your motherboard and your processor to verify that it's a genuine processor. So if it's looking for both the Intel and the AMD instead of just the AMD or just the Intel, it can cause a hiccup in the boot order and it can cause an issue. You didn't do the verification check because it feels like showing off. Yeah, don't look up there. There's nothing up there then, Tara. I didn't do it either. Nothing. Nope. Both you shitheads going at the same time, lol. So yeah. There's no play button. There's just the good and tasty thing. First time watching you live. Thank you, guy. Pete said sup. Go back in there and tell Pete I said yeah. Actually, his thing is it's time. Yeah, we're only going another 20 minutes or so. Anyways, I'll pull that down now. But anyway, anything else going on, guys? Like I said, I'm dragging ass right now, and I apologize. I can also tell that I'm shadow banned again. I did reinstall Windows side to wipe the AMD kernels and such. Part is fine. It's just the Intel board doesn't come with Wi-Fi. Oh, really? Can I ask you this? Are you too far away from your router to run it wired? This computer is wired. I don't run wireless much at all, so that sucks. Sorry. I've been lurking. My internet is T-Mobile Gateway. Ah, that makes a lot of sense. What's up, Mexi? How you doing? No, the play button plaque looks good. It's beautiful. Of course, I had to keep it in my house. It's only got 25 people on his as well. Yeah, but he's solid. Yeah, both Ethernet and Wi-Fi. Personally, like, I prefer to run Ethernet. I prefer to run it directly connected. Yo, it's bro streaming from ammunition or something. Nope. Oh my Genji. Genji. I'm getting tired. Tired. I want a Daewoo, the one with the new and revolutionary triple hammer fire action. Yeah, they're fine. Fiber optics. Are you asking my opinion? I like them. Many of my guns have them. I've even switched out steels to fiber optics. If you're not going to run an optic system, then running fiber optics on the front at the very least gives you a lot of differentiation between the front and the rear sights, so it helps you pick them up easy. That's what I'm saying. YouTube is shadow banning gun tubers again. Yep. Pete says, ni hao. You go back there and tell him I want my fly lice. Opinion on tracer rounds. They're fun at the range, but they do nothing really to service an individual on a civilian market. If you need to track a shot, sometimes a tracer round can be useful, but again, the ballistics are going to be different. So, yeah, they're just fun if you're going for volume fire, I guess. Thoughts on a Stoger STR9? Haven't put my hands on one. It's a cheap gun, looks fine. Just not my style, so I haven't really gone out of my way to get one. Hello, Raven. Ah, yeah, I know he is. I've seen him in there after he said he's going to bed a few times, thinking I wasn't winning there. They're fun for 4th of July, New Year's. Yeah. I've seen you in there. I gotta go. The kids need to go to bed, and then I'll be laying in bed and I'll scroll through Pistol Pete, and there'll be Justin modding out, going, I'm not cheating on you. I don't care. I honestly don't care. Good for him. If somebody wants to play and be on different channels, I'm fucking all for it. Will the wall get replenished? As soon as I make money, yeah. I'm on like every gun tuber with the silver play button. Yeah. So, yeah. It will, but again, I had to come up with a lot of money for my car. I'm trying to sell hoodies to come up with some money, but nobody wants to buy a hoodie because you have to, pay for them, and people are being cheap bitches. I'm trying to give people something for helping out the channel versus just asking you guys to give me money. So, you're the only gun tuber I watch. 45, huh? My age? I'm going to be 46 in 2 months. Recommend me a silenced pistol, something very quiet. The B&T Station 6. How many doll hairs for the car, and where can we buy a hoodie? So, the hoodies, you have to contact me through email because it has to be done through Cash App or Zelle because YouTube will take 30% and keep the money for 6 weeks. The car, I'm not comfortable talking about how much I paid for it because I did a lot of trading up to get to that thing. But I had to cover taxes and a little bit of a down payment, but luckily I got out of my Navigator without losing a penny. So, what is your email? thejiminishow@gmail.com. You can click on the channel name and it's in the About section. Otherwise, it's literally the channel name @gmail.com. Any way of getting a 4X hoodie? If he'll let me order only a couple, then yes. So send me your email information. It's going to be more expensive. 4Xs are more expensive. That's after they go to sleep-all. So pre-order, they're going to be 45. Post-order, they're going to be 55. Maxim 9 is a quiet pistol, yes, but very hard to get your hands on nowadays. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately, YouTube takes 30 to 40% of any donations or anything that's sent through the YouTube server, so unfortunately, we can't do it that way. I am so tired right now. Hopefully, his diarrhea has solidified a little bit, so tomorrow he will. Oh, he's asleep. He's twitching. Yeah, Stone. I don't think I'm going to jump on the game after I'm done here. I'm going to take him and put him into bed and just lay down so that he can sleep for a while. He's had a long day. His face got cut. You guys, I am going to end this one now. It's kind of dragging out, so my dog needs to sleep. I'm super fucking tired. I love you all. Thank you again. If you want to do the hoodies, maybe I'll make a separate video, but they're going to be just black, gray, and OD green. They're going to say the Jimmini show on it like my t-shirts do, and they're going to have an American flag on them. They're going to be Rocky is the whisk because he just does whatever he wants. Joe, you have a good night. I'm going to buy one. Do they run big or small? I'm skinny but tall. I usually buy bigger for the length. They run close to what they're advertised at. We're going to have 1X, 2X, and 3X, and if I can get 4Xs for a reasonable price, I'll get a few of those. Buckshot, good night. You too, brother. I am the jetpack, so take that as you wish. But yeah, I am going to go ahead and click the off button now. As you can see, he is completely out. Rocky, have a good night. You guys, I love you. I'm going to go to bed. See you guys on Monday. Come back on Monday. Everybody come back.